Hey guys, Indigo here. Before we get into the video on Grand Arena, I just wanted to remind you guys that I still have a gift card giveaway going on. I'll give away a $20 gift card to a subscriber when I hit my goal of 500 subscribers. I'll put the link to the giveaway video in the description, and that way you guys can be sure to check it out. I mean, if you're going to subscribe to me because you like my videos, you might as well take part of this giveaway. It doesn't cost you anything. Alright, I also want to take a second to give a shout out to my loyal patrons. I got Johnny Cron, who's a gold patron, and I enjoy coaching him to victory. I love PvP. Let me give a quick shout out to my other patron, Spets, man. Thank you for your support. You guys help me be able to keep making some good videos for everybody. So, I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. We're going to go ahead and recap round 1 of my Grand Arena, and I'll show you guys how it went and whether I still remain undefeated or not. First battle on the board is First Order, and I went ahead and used my own First Order to clear this. You'll kind of see why. I needed to clear this section so I could see what teams he had lurking behind it. Had to know kind of what I had to deal with. So, straight up First Order versus First Order, pretty easy. My First Order team was in better shape than his. I think I had better mods, better gear. So, I knew this was going to be cake, and it seemed like the easiest way to go to get max banners. You can see he's already down to 3v5, got crew stunned, he's not doing anything. Now 2v5, it's just a matter of taking out Executioner, and then we'll put some work in on crew. But yeah, he hasn't even gotten to go really. So FO versus FO, if yours is better modded, you got superior gear mods, let's say, you're going to win and you'll probably get max banners from it. Not much to say there. You can see me just whittling crew down, and he's gone. Perfect banners. He had next up in the zone a G12 Phoenix squad. There weren't any Zetas on it. I don't really fight Phoenix, but I know in general they suck. They're not a really good team to put on defense. So I went ahead and sent in Rex and Wampa. I didn't have a healer to send in, so I used 2 tanks that I knew I wasn't going to use elsewhere. I got Stormtrooper and then K2SO. You can see my strategy here is just pick one and start whittling them down. Whether it's Chopper over there taunting or whatever. I know you got to get rid of, what's his name? Kanan. Because he's the one that provides the counterattacks. But I went ahead and focused on Chopper. As always, my kind of general rule of thumb is get them down to, if you can go 4 versus 5 and then 3 versus 5, you're going to win. I mean, unless you're doing something seriously wrong, if you have the numbers advantage, you should come out on top. So you can see Wampa is the damage dealer. He puts in all the work. Rex lead, of course, to help get some turn meter and then to keep the tenacity so nothing stupid happens like daze or stun or anything like that. And then the other 2 tanks, that was just fodder. I just had to... Their whole job was just to buy enough time so that Wampa could power up, do what he had to do, and start one-shotting everybody. And that's pretty much what he did to Kanan right there. Now got to go after Hera. She's got that buff that'll start bringing people back to life if she can put that on who you're working on. So I always like to take her out. That way you don't have to mess with killing somebody twice. And they just fall like dominoes. Keep them dazed. Start working on one after the other. Not really a whole lot to say here. Boom. Wampa knocks another one out. He's sufficiently powered up. Could have went for the kill there, but chose not to. Probably should, because I almost lost Stormtrooper. Would have lost a few points there. But took care of business. That team's done. Opened up the next zone. I see he used his nest and NS there. EP, nothing too major. He didn't like set Traya or something back there that I had to worry about. So now we go back up to the other zone, the one that I was worried about. Oh, this one had me wondering, man. It took some skills, but I'll show you guys what happened. Alright, this one, if you've seen my other videos, you know my preferred counter for a Revan team is the Traya lead with Scion and Nihilus, and then you need Thrawn, a fast Thrawn, and then Darkside Bastilla. She gives the extra tenacity to Traya and extra defense to Traya to make her a bit tankier. It's helpful here. You're going to see there are a couple points in this match where she goes down to red line. I almost lose her. And, I mean, that's the way it works sometimes. If she didn't have that extra defense or tenacity, that would have been it. So it's important that you mod her with defense, tenacity, and a high health and protection pool. Otherwise, once Traya goes, it's going to be a lot harder because then you can't keep somebody isolated. So there's a couple different ways you can play this, but I'm going to put a link to my Traya video counter there so that you can see how it's supposed to work for the Traya to ideally counter Revan. In this comp, he ended up using 2 Yodas, probably took Bastilla out so he could use her on offense for another Jedi team, and I like to do similar just so you can get the most bang for your buck from Jedi. Got the isolate off on Jolie. That's very important for this team. That way he's not healing, calling in assist, for Yoda, and giving protection up buffs and doesn't revive anybody. It's very important. You can see they just like dogpiling Traya. As long as you can keep her alive, it doesn't really matter. Because once she gets the isolate off, if he increases her cooldowns again, okay, you don't have to worry about isolating anybody else. You got Jolie over there. He's sitting over there like a sack of potatoes doing absolutely nothing. Then you really want to keep hitting debuffed enemies. Every time you hit an enemy that's debuffed, your Sith recovers some health. So right there is where this run didn't go as planned. You can see I had to annihilate GK because I was stuck under taunt. Normally I like to annihilate Revan. That way he can't bring back anyone with Savior. But it didn't work out that way. But in this match, I had 2 Traya counters ready. If you watch any of my previous videos, you might know that I also do a JTR with Nest and C3PO. So I had that up my sleeve if I needed it. Figure if this counter goes to hell, I can at least kill 2 or 3, make my job easier for the second time around. But it didn't work out that way. There were a couple times that butthole puckered up, but grace of God, man, made it through. And you can see how it is. Like, once GK's gone, and he's got that second Yoda over there, Hermit Yoda, I mean, he doesn't attack. His heals are annoying, but he can't do enough damage to really kill anything. So at this point, there goes Jolie. Don't have to worry about him. Still got Revan over there, but I got Yoda. He's redlined. And Revan's just doing a whole lot of, here, let's pile Traya, but it's just me. Scion's doing his thing. I got my Scion modded for potency, but also over 4,000 offense. That way his hits can actually do some damage. I think it's pretty important. So Revan gone, just Yoda to worry about. Just gotta hurry up and get him done before I time out. And there he goes. Boom, 54 banners on that counter. Got through. That was the hardest one I had to worry about. And completed a quest. Got a little bit of gear. So that was nice. Boom. Alright, Revan team's down. That leaves me with a Qi'ra Scoundrels squad and a Bossk Bounty Hunter squad left in that zone. Let's go ahead and get into the next hardest one first. I knew CLS and Chewie and Han could put in work on Scoundrels. Haven't had a ton of practice against them, but, you know, I know that this team is the preferred counter, so I was fortunate to still have it up my sleeve. Didn't have to waste it on any other teams yet. Focus on Vandor, took him out. Now working on L3 because of the, you know, trap behind the taunt. Got rid of L3, done. Now the next three, you know, mission likes to stealth, but it's all about just trying to, like I said, whittle them down, get them to go 4v5, then 3v5, start picking them off one by one. That way, even if I lose somebody, I still got the numbers advantage, and I could, you know, turn that to my favor. So Qi'ra's just about gone. There she goes. Mission and Zalbar left. They're a pretty strong pair, but without Vandor to bring him back, I mean, and there's not a whole lot Mission could do just kind of by herself. Even though he has the Zeta on Zalbar, he probably would have done better off with it on Mission because she would have gone more. Is just tanks, and Mission was his only offense, really. So there goes that team. Not too bad. Now I use my JTR, and I took in Resistance Trooper, and I went ahead and brought in C-3PO because, you know, the way this map's laid out, behind this zone is gonna be ships. So I didn't have any other hard teams where C-3PO might give me a benefit. So went ahead, brought him in with JTR against this bounty hunter squad, even though that's definitely overkill. Still helps get the job done a little bit better. Resistance Trooper, I figured he'd be useful if he had to get rid of some buffs, if somehow I got trapped behind Bossk Taunt or something like that. I didn't really look at the mods for that team because I knew JTR was going to be super OP. So, and you can see that here it is. There's just nothing he can do to really stand up to that. Bossk has 0 turn meter, hasn't got to go. I've already knocked out, you know, his other bounty hunters. All he's doing is soaking up hits at this point. Put in some work on Bossk, just boom, boom, boom. Keep going after him, dogpiling with C-3PO. He's done. Dengar stealth. And even when you take away his buffs, he still goes right back to stealth. But, you know, he's exposed. Illuminated Destiny going off there. Game over. Here's my ships. I didn't record the ships. I'm not a big fan of ships. I hate ships. And I, you know, just in case I messed up, but I had my Millennium Falcon Rebel fleet that I now use in Arena, and he put an old Thrawn meta fleet in, and it made short work of that. There really wasn't much to do. You can see 65 banners. Once I saw that, I knew I had it in the bag. So ships was easy. That's all I need to say about that. Let's get back to the ground combat. Alright, so we've got EP, lead squad, and then we've got Night Sisters, but with Emphas Nest as the 5th. So let me show you guys how those went. First up, I took my EP team, used EP Tarkin, Death Trooper, Shore Trooper, and Vader against his NS. I guess that's the preferred counter, unless you had a Traya or something to use. They get enough health with EP's, what do you call it, his special, where he can give him the health steal if he needs it, and he'll heal. And then Shore Trooper, of course, with his taunt, and he can use his special for that. But I don't really get to do that for a while, it seems. Not much strategy here. I got Death Trooper has Terminate, and can put Death Mark up. So I figured that will help once you start killing people. That's definitely going to be useful, and it makes it so they can't come back. That's always a pain. If you've seen any of my other videos dealing with Night Sisters, you'll know that I don't really care for Night Sisters. I don't care for the mechanics. I know there's a lot of people out there that do. That ain't me. I just can't stand them. So glad I'm able to get through. I got him knocking at death's door. Tarkin, I do lose him. He was just so low, there wasn't much I could do to heal him up. But there goes Shore with his healing and taunt. Death Trooper increased the cooldowns. I only got 2 left, and Zombie's not going to come back since all the other Night Sisters are gone. Now it's all a matter of working on Nest. I know sometimes that can be tricky, but I do have 3 minutes on the clock to work with at this point, so it's all a matter of timing. Terminate, maybe getting the death mark on there. You can see I got death mark on there, but once Ness had protection up, I tried a Culling Blade. It didn't work. Didn't do enough to kill Ness, just took away the debuff, so it's like back to the drawing board, start over, man. So piling up debuffs, trying to do shock and get some damage down. There goes Nest, now at about half health. Throw Death Mark on there. And now's the time for some more debuffs, and then boom. Culling Blade, finish it off. My lowest score of the night, 52 banners. But, that's good enough. And the last team on the board is their EP lead team. They got Vader, Tarkin, TFP, and then Royal Guard. So I went ahead and threw in my Night Sisters. As much as I hate them, I mean, they are a decent team, and Zombie will keep coming back, and Daka can bring people back. And then I threw in Nest because she was one of the strongest characters I had left, so what a good chance to get some practice in and kind of see how this team works. I know it's different on offense than it is on defense, but I figured Ness would be stronger than another Night Sister, because I only really had Talia geared up. I think she's only gear 11. And like I said, I'm no Night Sister guru, no expert here. But I figured if it came down to it and I somehow messed everything up and all my Night Sisters died, at least I would still have Nest to, put in some work. But turns out, I guess they are good, even on me using them, not knowing what I'm really doing, and using them on offense. Took out EP, so he couldn't use the shock and the healing and the stun. Didn't have to worry about that. Work on some of the others, just trying to get them debuff, put some buff immunity on Royal Guard. Use the dog pile from MT. It's just a matter of going through, I keep healing them up. I know there's tactics. Y'all that do play Night Sisters a lot, probably watching this, like, what is this guy doing? Why did he heal right there? Why is he using this and not using the other move? Honestly, it's because I don't know what I'm doing. it seems to be working. I can just keep attacking somebody. Oh, it looks like it's getting them down little by little. Keep working on them. Oh, this move stuns, you know, that move debuffs. Whatever. It's like I said, I'm no expert, but I see there getting roll guard down to the yellow. He's gone. Now I'm 5 to their 2. So obviously I'm doing something right. You know, I'm winning the battle. But if y'all got pointers, you know, things like that, send them my way. Pop into my Discord server and say, hey, but I won the battle, so got the job done. And after I woke up overnight, that's what my opponent did. He was able to clear out my top zone and my ships, but he couldn't get past my Revan. It had a couple battles. Top zone had a couple battles also, and I went one and done on all of his. So that's another win for me. Indigo stays undefeated, y'all. So tune in for my next video next time we have attack phase, and we'll see if that streak continues. Thanks for watching my video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share your comments down below, and hopefully you'll check out my other videos on my channel. Peace.